Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are traveling to the US. The trip starts with taking a little bit of a recap towards the show before the Tucson show. Today's video is going to be a split in two different sections. First is going to be the travels previously to Tucson. The second part of the video is going to be a cutting video with some of finest agates found on American soil, talking about Dryhead agates. And with the Dryhead agates, we have stocked up some new inventory also on our website with the rough stones. So if you'd like to cut some of your own, we have new surprise lots available on my website agatebay.de, where you can buy rough stones in new batches. And there's a second listing with premium Dryhead agates, of which we have only very limited availability. So there's two different listings with the Dryhead rough material. And if you want to cut some of your own, then make sure to head over to my website after the video to join in for the fun of cutting. Meanwhile, we're going back to the US, and the trip started with traveling to the Pacific Northwest in winter time. Then my girlfriend Jess and we did a road trip down south from there in the direction of Tucson. We stopped by and wanted to go through Death Valley. Every few years or so, I researched that there's floods happening in the valley from extensive falls of snow and rain in that season. And I think the last flood has been like 4 years ago or something. And we've been pretty unfortunate because right the day before we wanted to go and during the nighttime, there was like such heavy rainfalls. We had to turn around because there was a flat flush that kind of half buried the car, and the National Park Service blocked the road and sent everybody back to where they came from. So we had to take an alternative route, costing a couple more hours. But then we finally continued driving, and we made another quick stop in Holbrook, which is famous for the Petrified Forest. It is a worldwide unique find that is also known as rainbow wood, and that is due to the beautiful colorizations that are found there. So now we are heading into the forest. I'm going to talk a little bit about the different finds there. While here in Arizona, we also took a quick little stroll in the Petrified Forest National Park. And this is something pretty crazy right here. This is the petrified tree at the Agate bridge. You can see it spans all the way here underground with a tree knot looking out here, and then goes all the way back over there. And of course you're not allowed to walk on it because there is a risk of it collapsing. In 1917 they reinforced this tree here that just spanned across this river wash with this concrete down below, just in order to try to preserve it a little bit longer. But how crazy is that? I mean, this is really just pretty insane. Being here in the Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona is really just incredible. We're just here before sun is setting. You can see every single tree here has different pattern and agatization. Some tree knots here as well. Another one here over there, and right over there is just a massive thing. And it's so interesting to see how every single tree seems to have the same kind of pattern and colorization throughout the tree section that there is. But as soon as you're just a feet further apart, there's another tree that has entirely different features. Here, for example, this one here is mostly brown and white, while this one here also has a lot of different colors in it, like red and orange. And this here at the bottom, I think this is probably the section where it started forming out the roots. You can see it just gradually gets a little bit wider here at the bottom, and as you look closer in here, you can see some of the structures where it seems like the thicker parts of the roots were forming. So this section here, probably from around up here, was probably the section where it was underground, and then this entire section here was just a huge tree. So this section here is actually called Crystal Forest, and the reason is because of the fracturing lines these stones naturally have. You can see this little white sparkly points all over this piece. This is what's happening when they fracture, and then a new silica fluid forms in between of the fractures and crystallizes out with these tiny crystals here. You can hardly even feel them. It's like almost like sandpaper a little bit. And those are like tiny crystals on top of a lot of these pieces here that form all over this particular section of the national park, and that's why it's called Crystal Forest. Now we are going to hop right into the cutting video with some Dryhead agate. Some of these are entirely closed nodules with just surprises going on. Others are already showing great windows, like this one here, or this one here, or this one here. So I think we will cut some killer pieces in today's video. So stay tuned and see what's happening inside of these nodules. We have learned in the past that a lot of the agatized areas in the Dryhead agates is forming in the rougher spots of the nodules. So here up top it looks much more like a smooth exterior, so it could be that there's more host rock attachments in this specific area of the nodule, and the agate is more concentrating in the flat area here this time. So I will cut it for the fullest face just once across the bottom area of the specimen. It's all clamped in. I wouldn't call it safely because it only has like 2 or 3 millimeters clamping surface area at the top and bottom, but it's not moving around, so I feel okay with cutting it. Let's just hope it holds up and hopefully also find some agate.
Oh yeah, we found agate!
I am excited, and that is for the reason that it has more agate than I was expecting. I'm keeping my expectations low with these Dryhead agates, but it's showing some beautiful red and white agate with a little bit of a druzy center. You can really see it opened up with more volume, even though it only looked like a host rock attachment. It did give the agate more volume to open up. So it is a good agate for, I would say, a more entry-level collector, but that's good because it's going to be very affordable. Just an incredible looking piece right here, and I'm hoping this is going to be more than a beginner's agate, but I'm scared at the same time because the way the banding is shaped, it looks like it's closing down into this direction here, so it could be that this entire area here is just dead host rock. As you can see, I'm staying a little bit more to the left side here. That's also due to the reason that the broken off window, I have to calculate the volume on top into account to hit the center of the piece.
Oh, wow! Wow! Oh, what a good decision!
It opened up to just an incredible piece. And I think the area where it's been closing down was this section of host rock that printed into the banding. So I misjudged it from reading where the banding is going, but that's just because of the host rock inclusion here. And now it's just an absolutely madly good agate specimen with white, pink, red. No fractures that I can really see, maybe a hairline fracture over there, but just absolutely fantastic specimen. Pretty easy cut on this one, and I would call it a no-brainer just because there's so much dead area here at the butt of the nodule, I'll call it, just with a little bit of windowed section with red agate over here. But look at this window, so fully nice banded with this red agate, so there's only one choice, and try to stay as close to the window as possible. So cut it right across the ridge line here where the window is stopping and just opening up a tiny little bit here on that side. So stay very close to the ridge line here and then cut across here to catch the most agate as possible.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, wow! Incredible!
What an absolutely insanely good piece this turned out to be. These two beautiful eyes, the quartz entirely gone. I didn't expect it would be fully gone. I thought it would probably still be in there a little bit. But insane cut on this piece right here. The white outlining the entire agate, just so much contrast. And then the chromatography with the slight yellow here over to the red. The perfect triangle in the center of the piece. And then the two eyes here with the face just looking at us all cutely. And just such a fabulous cut in this piece. I am really, really happy with this cut. In contrast to the last one, again here we have an entirely closed nodule. A little scary, but I think it's safe. And again here I'm just so glad I have this fabulous saw where I'm able to make precision cuts like this. Let's see if this one's going to turn out any good.
Oh, wow! 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 Who would have guessed?
This Dryhead agate lot so far has been way better than I could ever have expected. What an incredible piece. So many different agate centers, no flaws that I can spot here, but a beautiful little amethyst druzy in the core of this piece. I hit it very, very center, perfectly split the druzy in half, and just such a gorgeous specimen. But now, of course, my hopes are very high. Let's keep the hose hyped and see what's happening in this piece. I see a lot of rough area all around this nodule right here. Not any agate from the outside is visible at all. I think it's sitting in there in a good way now.
Oh, okay. Ah, cute.
Such a cute little piece. You can see all of these tiny little agate centers in here. A lot of them on the left hand side also seem to have some amethyst cores. So definitely some darker banded quartz, maybe smoky quartz. But so many different individual agate centers. So a really cute little specimen. Of course, I'm always hoping for the fully banded nodule with just a huge sized banded agate center. But I'm quite happy with this one as well. I can smell that the last one is going to be good, but I can also see it. It's got this beautiful window here, and the smell is actually coming from that some of these agates have been stored in a shed where there were also farm animals. And I will, of course, try to cut this one through the biggest volume as well. So from down here all the way here in between the small windowed area, coming up here close to the big window on the left side, and then back up here through this big bump. I do see that the left half is a little bit shallower than the right hand side, but I also have to take into account what volume here is missing from the windowed area, so that's also something you have to calculate in. And now it's really just up to whatever is happening inside of this stone.
Oh, wow. Oh.
The smell gave it away, so how could it have been anything else but fantastic? Look at this gorgeous piece. Just such a nice big agate center, fully agatized. I see a tiny little fracture over here in this section, but just gorgeous agate. The pink here in the center with the red, and all the eyes in different sections of this piece, as well as these little agate centers, make it a really high quality agate specimen. For a dryhead, this is really, really a fantastic piece. Here it is, just pure incredibility and beauty. This Dryhead agate batch has been definitely one of the better ones I've been cutting. You can see some of the agates changed a little bit color. The second piece we've been cutting looks a lot more pink than white right now. Let's see what it looks like after the polishing process, but every single piece here has been a beauty. Because in the past there have always been some flyers, but we didn't have any flyers in the more recent times, so that's always something good. Every single one has such gorgeous details and banding. Just in time for Easter, I have two special announcements. One of them, of course, is that again, after a couple months, we finally have the Dryhead Agate Rough available again on my website. So we have the two different types. We have the completely surprise pieces with all full nodules, or at least 99% full nodules. And the second one, the premium agates, which will be having some windows, but with those windows showing some beautiful agate, also of course a lot higher yield. And the second announcement is that we are running one of our highest discount sales that we have ever done on the Agatebay website. So make sure to check out agatebay.de. You will find 500 discounted pieces in the sales section, and there is an additional 25% discount if you find at least a dozen eggs for your collection, and the discount is automatically applied at the checkout if you have a dozen pieces in your shopping cart. This special discount is only available until after the Easter weekend. So make sure to check it out now, grab your pieces that you like, and enjoy your Easter weekend. So thank you so much for watching. Leave this video a thumbs up. Also make sure to check out all the other videos I've already released on my channel. There's always a lot of exciting stuff going on. Subscribe to my channel if you like the videos you're seeing, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.